Alright, let's head on down to Community Center and we can see that Jerry is finally here. Now, his Perkpocalypse perks are active for Diaz currently, but as you can see there are only 2. Now, that must mean that Diaz never had a third perk to begin with, and I'm going to assume that that is also true for Barry. Now that is honestly kind of unfortunate because I know a bunch of people were looking forward to seeing Barry and Diaz's third perks. But despite that, I think it's not the worst thing. I mean, yeah, I know people are kind of upset about it, but all in all, I don't think it's that big a deal. Now, if we head over to the auction house and we type up box, you can see that a lot of Jerry boxes are being sold. Now, from what I would seen at the beginning, everyone was selling their boxes. Now, I would still say the majority of people were selling their Jerry boxes. Now, there are the green boxes, the blue Jerry boxes, the purple Jerry boxes, and the golden Jerry boxes. Now each give scaling rewards with coins, skill XP, and items. Now, if we type in Jerry, we can see, go to weapons, we can see that there is the Jerry Chin gun. If we type in Jerry and go to weapons, there is this. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it because I feel like I'll do it wrong, but it's basically a machine gun that shoots off explosive Jerry heads. Now I've seen this in use and it actually seems pretty good, and the mana cost is really low, so if the scaling is decent, then I could see this being a very viable weapon. And I've also seen people using it as a bonzo staff when they, instead of jumping using the balloons, they use the bombs to jump around. Now there's also these Jerry Talismans. There's the green Jerry Talisman, the blue Jerry Talisman, the purple Jerry Talisman, and just now someone put up a gold Jerry artifact. Now, these are all just give negative intelligence, I mean in classic Jerry fashion, and are really only good if you want talismans and for the reforged stats. Personally, I don't think the legendary or epic is worth it right now, and the rare is not that worth it really currently. I would say these prices are going to go down a lot, and once they get a bit lower, then they'll start actually being worth it. But 8 mil for a rare talisman right now, I don't think is all that worth it. And then the last few items are Jerry Stone, which replies to Jerry's Reforge to a melee weapon, as it says in there, an aspect of the Jerry. But then there's also the Jerry 3D glasses, which upgrade a Jerry pet from legendary to mythic, bestowing even more damage upon the AOTJ. Now if we go, there should be a mythic Jerry. Now, you see while holding the Jerry 3D glasses, it adds at level 92 46 damage to the aspect of the Jerry. Now that might not seem like a lot, but with all the Ultimate Jerry, if you have Ultimate Jerry 5 on there, it could actually make an aspect of the Jerry a decent weapon. I'm not going to say good, but actually pretty decent. Now, I don't have a Mythic Jerry pet and haven't put, like, Ultimate Jerry 5 on my AOTJ, so I don't know how good it is, but just seeing the stats here, I'm assuming it can actually be pretty good. Now then there's the Jerry Stone, and then the final thing is these Jerry runes, which I haven't seen what they look like, but I'm just going to be assuming just like a regular rune. And yeah, there's also these Jerry candies. Now these Jerry Candies give you a bunch of stat boosts: 100 health, 20 strength, 2 ferocity, 100 intelligence, and 3 magic find. Now I can see these being very useful for any sort of task, ranging from slayers to dragon fights to even like Diana event. So all in all, I think this Jerry update was actually pretty good. Like, it wasn't the biggest, and I know people were upset about Diaz having only 2 perks, but I think it was a solid content update, and I really think it's a unique concept and is actually very interesting. And all in all, I think Jerry is actually a good mayor. Alright, so now we're actually going to buy and try out some of the new items. Just draw some money here. Alright. Now, I know my ender chest is very messy, but alright, here's just a random AOTJ. And now let's buy this. Oh. These are really getting bought out. There we go. That. And let's find. Might as well. And let's find a Jerry Stone. And a Jerry Rune. I could probably just search it up, but this is what I'm doing. There. And you know what? I'm just going to search it up. Actually, that might. Never mind, that actually is quicker. Here we go. Alright. Oh. That is honestly a very annoying thing when you're trying to buy something and it just gets and you can't purchase. Alright, there we go. So let's start by we're just wearing random dungeon set. I also have these as tests. Alright. So let's start with this. I'm just gonna call it the Jerry gun. Alright. So yeah, you can use it jump around like a Bonzo staff. And you really don't run out of mana. Like, I can just spam it and I don't run out of mana at all. Alright, so it is doing currently it's doing 9,400 damage. Then let's compare that to a Spirit Scepter, which would be doing 46,000 damage, and a Mighty Staff, which would be doing 571,000 damage. So, yeah, I kind of take back what I said about being good. Then again, I mean, those are way more enchanted, but I don't think it's gonna be actually that good. But we'll try it out, max enchanting in a minute. So then let's go to the Dungeon Hub. Let's max out our AOTJ. So we need to put the Jerry Stone on it. 1 coin. Nice. And this now gives decent strength, and decent crit damage, and decent critical chance. Okay. So it also, I've heard you can right click and it consumes all your mana to do. Let's go. Alright. Now let's see what it actually looks like. Oh. Actually pretty cool. So now that we got this pretty maxed, and then I just put Smite 6 on this just to give it a bit more damage. Now it does 14,000, alright. And this should do Okay. And then what if we right click here? Got stuck in the wall. I think that was 194,000. When compared to a Reaper Falchion would be... Okay. So this does way more damage, I'm realizing, with a lot of mana. So, because with this same thing... Now, here's what I want to actually try. Is I want to try and get a lot of mana with this, then swap over to a more damage set and pace and pet, and see if it actually does more. Alright, so this should be a decent amount of mana. And now let's swap to this. I know it's not the best setup for damage and all that, but it'll work. So now if we right click, yeah, so that's what I thought. So when using this, that's the play. You want to get as much mana as you can, swap to a damage set, right click, and then hit. I mean, I know 262,000 damage isn't a lot, but with an AOTJ, I think it's pretty good. And then no, it's just Jerry Candy, just another decent stat boost. So to summarize, this can be spammed easily, but isn't really the best damage-wise. And Jerry Candy, which I just ate, gives pretty good stat boosts. And then to use the Jerry'd Reforge on an AOTJ, you want to, give me a sec, want to get as much mana as possible, then swap over to a damage set, then right click and hit, because when it consumes all your mana, it gives you a big damage boost. Now, I could do way more to upgrade this. I could put like level 6 or 7 enchants, Hot Potato Book it, Ultimate Jerry 5, all that, but I don't think I really want to do that right now, especially since I don't see using an AOTJ as my main weapon. But I don't know. Alright, just let me get all this mana. Alright, so then right now, we would just be doing 12,000, almost 13,000, not really good. Then we swap to damage set, a damage pet. We're dealing 27,000, not bad. We right click, 330,000, which is pretty good. And the scaling on this is really good. So, I mean, I'm gonna bet that there'll be tests in the future with like way better armor than me, way better damage setup, and they'll be doing way more damage. But for me, 330,000 damage with an AOTJ is pretty good. So, yeah, that's the new weapons. That's the new event. Hope this helped. See ya. I know it was kind of a quick video, but I thought that y'all should know what's going on with the Jerry event. And if you like what you see, stick around. I have a bunch of big plans for this channel. Thanks for watching. DMO, signing out. Goodbye.